Good evening. It's now 6 o'clock and I'd like to open our extraordinary meeting, number 4496, being held on May the 31st, 2021. As an extraordinary meeting, we only have a couple of, we'll have set items to deal with, and tonight we have two items, one in camera and one in public session. So we'll start the meeting with the acknowledgement of country and prayer. Acknowledgement of country. I would like to show my respects and acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land of elders past, present and emerging on which this meeting takes place.
We thank you, Lord, for the honour of being called by our fellow citizens to this office of honour and trust. Give us grace diligently and honourably, free from private interest or prejudice, to discharge the duties entrusted to us to the common good and as in your sight, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
All councillors are present, so there's no apologies. Declarations of interest. Are there any declarations for this evening's meeting? If not, well, now there's no minutes because they'll be presented at the subsequent normal meeting of council. That brings us to the two items on the agenda this evening. Item 1.1, which is the mayoral minute, dealing with the process of recruitment of a general manager. And we have a speaker this evening, former Mayor Mark Bennett. Would you like to come forward and speak, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Nice to see you all again and nice to be back here again. When we appointed a general manager almost 3 years ago, we had hoped for great things. Some of the things we were looking for in a general manager included someone with a strategic approach to the business that would secure our long-term financial success. An open approach, sharing information with the community in an effective way. Someone who wouldn't get involved in the petty politics of local government. We really wanted someone who had a long-term family connection to Hunters Hill because we're so special here. We needed our IT systems upgraded. We needed a better understanding of how our assets were aging and to establish priorities for remediation. We needed a planned approach to our staffing and someone who could develop our staff through training and mentoring. We needed to improve our council building facilities so that we could attract great staff and retain them. This would involve fixing the air conditioning, repairing the roof, stopping the water ingress, and as well as the first paint job in many years. All the works and the spend, all to be approved by council, of course. We wanted someone with a focus on councillor training, even if we as councillors already knew it all. And we needed a skilled general manager who had experience at general manager level, preferably in a larger council. Well, we got all of this and much, much more with Miss Campbell, or as I know her, general manager. We also got a general manager who was tertiary educated, prize winning, innovative, articulate, polite, and incredibly patient. Very hardworking and flexible. How fortunate we have been to have had you, Lisa, and you have left us an incredible legacy that will make it easy for the next general manager to leverage off. At every GM review we conducted while I was mayor and chair of the panel, we rated Lisa's performance as excellent. Quite a stunning achievement. Not only did we get Lisa, but we got a very supportive husband in Danny. Who attended many functions and numerous community events. Really a 2-for-1 appointment. Thank you very much, Danny. So in closing, congratulations, Lisa, on your new role. We have no doubt you'll be a raging success there. You're a great loss to our business. You're a great loss to our council, and you're a great loss to our community. All the very best, and thank you.
You wish to answer any questions? I don't think there are any. Sorry about the phone.
Thank you.
Thank you. That now brings us to item 1.1, and I'll move the recommendation. Is there a seconder? Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sanderson. I'd like to just start by the report is a procedural one, but I'd like to also thank Lisa for her contribution to this council over the last 2.5, or it's probably a bit more than that, as Mark pointed out. You have brought significant innovation and significant progress to this council, and I think we're all much the better for it. So I do thank you for all your support and work during the last 2.5 years for council, as the former mayor indicated. And I wish you well in your new appointment, which sounds a rather interesting one from the perspective of managing in a role as a what's the term? Your administrator or
General Manager.
General Manager. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you, and open to any discussion. Yes, Councillor McLaughlin.
It's obviously incredibly disappointing for our community to lose you, and personally to lose you as well. But what a woman you've been. I remember I was one of the 3 councillors who were involved in the shortlisting of Lisa for the general manager's position, and I remember thinking at the time we could not have found a better candidate if we tried. It was really quite enlightening and quite refreshing, the approach you had to your role in local government, and you've brought all of that to your role as a general manager. This is obviously your first role as a general manager, and you've fulfilled it exceptionally. And I just think it's a great loss for us, but a great gain for a really lovely part of the world as well, not dissimilar to Hunters Hill in many ways. And I want to wish you and Danny and all of your family all the best.
Any further discussion? Yes, Councillor Miles.
Thank you. Not echoing what everyone else has sort of said, but what Lisa's achieved in Hunters Hill in her time here, and you know, it's remarkable to think that it's only been 2.5 or a little bit more than 2.5 years is stunning. On indulgence, when we first met with the general manager and she met with every councillor, I'd actually bungled her into my ute. We went for a big burn around Hunters Hill, and I was pointing out all the different things that I thought were important, needed doing, and I implored with her and she asked me the question, if there's one thing that I can do in this term as general manager, what would it be? And I said, professionalise council, professionalise the organisation. That's what we're desperate to do. And I can honestly say in 2.5 years, what you have done here has been remarkable. From everything from, you know, this chamber compared to the previous 5 years that I'd served on council, to mapping our assets, having a digital understanding of what the backlog looks like, being forward thinking in terms of other avenues of revenue generation, being very candid and forthright about our financial situation, understanding and engaging with the community in the way that you have, moving to more modern methods of doing business, was exactly what this council needed. What you have done, as I said, in the last 2.5 years, and I can't believe it's only been that short of time, has been remarkable. You're a loss to Hunters Hill. You're probably thanking your lucky stars that you're not dealing with a whole bunch of councillors for the next couple of months. It's just an administrator, which I can completely understand, given a couple of incidents over the last 2.5 years. But no, what you have done is professionalise Hunters Hill and the organisation, the staff, the way that I think people view council, and it's not just recognised here amongst the councillors, but I think it's recognised out there in the community. I've not seen as many footpaths and roads fixed as I have since you've been on board. I've not seen the methodical way in which to fix the many issues that council has. Hopefully moving into September, we will have a council that continues that work, because as I said, the change management that you've done here has been incredible, and I think it reflects the broader community, and it's a loss to council and a loss to the community you're going, but we wish you all the very best, and I'm sure that you'll do a similar exemplary job in Windsor Quality.
Is there any further discussion? Yes, Councillor Sanderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last week, or at our last meeting, rather, when I spoke of a hallmark of this period. The operational plan, 10-year financial plan. That is one of the greatest achievements since our general manager. That leaves us with options for the future. It's far better directed, it's a far better situation. When this council first came to office, for that I'm deeply grateful for this. Has also improved greatly over time. I also wish the general manager the very best of wishes in their new role, and in far better shape than we were.
Any further discussion? Councillor
Of
Preston.
course, yeah. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to thank Lisa, Miss Campbell, in the chamber where you deserve to be thanked. I'm going to take one of your favourite phrases and say that in the tiny but mighty time that we've had with you, gazing over our council, we've achieved so much, and we're very grateful. I remember the interview with Lisa, and at the end of it, she asked us each what we would hope for her in her time at council, and I likened our council to a ship at the time, with a few leaks, a little bit of rotten wood here and there, and possibly directionless rudder for a little while there as well. I think that Lisa dry docked us in a very short time. She assessed the future, and she didn't just stop some of the gaps, she actually reinforced the whole hull. And as a result, Hunters Hill is sustainable and thriving, and will continue to be with the direction that you've set in place for us. I am very grateful for you, and also for your inspiration as a woman in a leadership role. And I think you've really set the bar for New South Wales councils, actually, in what you've achieved here in such a short time. We're very grateful, and of course wish you all the best in your new role, Lisa. We'll be watching with excitement. Thanks.
Any further discussion? Councillor Collins.
Thank you. Well, look, first of all, I want to thank Lisa for all the great work she's done. I think quite often when you have bureaucracy, it is the bureaucracy that slows down a governing body, whether it's at a state or federal or council level. I think in the time that you have been here, you have given this council, if any, this council has been the handbrake on anything really, and I think that you've actually set us up and given us options for the future. I'd like to have seen more of that come to fruition, but that's not. I mean, you've brought us a great plan and a great potential future. It's really up to this council to actually enact that. So we have seen, as Zach has said, a professionalisation of this council and such a rapid change within the culture and the abilities and the way that this council operates in such a short amount of time. It's unbelievable. And as I reflected to the audit committee, the the way that this council has digitised everything and has still maintained and been able to just keep up with everything is incredible. With no, no issues that I can sort of think of. And so I thank you for your professionalism, for your friendship and your candour. I know that you've gone on now to a bigger and better thing, which was always going to happen. I think that the council you're going to has 10 times the revenue, but only one councillor to deal with who's an administrator, which just sounds amazing. I might run for administrator one day. That sounds like a great job. But yeah, I think I think you are the best. I think you're the best general manager that this council's ever had. I think that the council has let you down. I think we've got, honestly, I have to say, I think we've got the worst mayor we've ever had. And I think it's really disappointing that we couldn't have achieved all the things that we could have achieved. But I think in time, we will dust off those reports and we will realise how much vision and strategy you had. And that will be, recognised in the years to come. So, well done and thank you.
That now closes discussion or debate or whatever. I'd like to now ask General Manager if she would like to make a comment, or you're comfortable? You will?
Thank
Yes,
you,
okay.
Mr. Mayor. I just would like to say thank you so much to the council, the councillors and Mayor and former Mayor Bennett. Thank you for coming in this evening. What an amazing few years, and I've appreciated the support that you've given me, the faith in which you've placed in me, and working as a team, we have managed to deliver some really good outcomes for our community. It's hard to believe 12 months ago we were going through COVID, and it was a time of massive transformation. We put in place our digital platforms. We had a team of 4 people call over 2,500 of our residents over a few weeks just to make sure they're okay and if they needed anything, and referrals. That doesn't happen in any really to that scale in any other council during that period. And that's a reflection of the care that the team here place in their roles and place in the community. We've grown I think one of the councillors mentioned, with the reach that we have and engaging with our community, we've grown our email database from less than 1,000 to over now, I think 12,000 people each week are receiving e-newsletters and getting that direct communication, which is in a very short period of time, again, is a massive achievement for the team. We've created an accessible, a contemporary, welcoming space for people when they come into community services, customer services, to do face-to-face as well as all the digital, but our customer service team are there and they greet people with a smile and help them every day. We've created the Yarn, which is our first community and library program space. And we've also, and probably most importantly, established a number of partnerships with our local groups. So the museum, the Historical Society with our Google Arts platform, with the sub-branch in terms of bringing, our military history and the importance of veterans in our community forward. We've worked with Happy Hands, Sydney Community Services. All of our schools, you're about to see some amazing things come forward out of the Youth Summit from this year. You'll be blown away by the work that these young people are doing and just the creativity. We've leveraged off our incubator for innovation with UNSW and the circular economy, and which is, we might be tiny, but we're mighty and scalable and relatable to other councils in New South Wales. Done our Play for All and putting in accessible swings in every playground in Hunters Hill, and Mossman are now following us and about to embark on their Play for All, so leading the way. And we've just launched the Checked In app, which is about linking in people who might be socially isolated. And all those things have happened because we've worked as a team. And I think that the culture has been a big part of that. And it's not without the team that we have here, the executive, Maria, Stuart, Steve, Rosanna, Beck, and previous directors with Barry and George. You know, without them, none of this could happen. And, you know, whilst I appreciate the kind words, but it is a team effort, and it is the culture that we've had here and we've built, and that's why we've achieved so much. So I've really enjoyed my role. I'm off to a new challenge, and Windsor Carriby. And yes, we have an administrator for a couple of months, and then we'll have councillors in September, and looking forward to working with the new council post-September and bringing all of their thoughts, their aspirations and the community's aspirations together, and get the organisation behind that, and being able to deliver that for them. So I wish you all the best, and local government's a small world, so no doubt I will be seeing you again in other forums. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lisa, and thank you, councillors, for all those kind words to the General Manager. They're most deserved. That now brings us to the point that voting on the motion before us. All those in favour? Against? Declare that unanimous. That brings us to the next item on the business paper, which is a matter in committee. As a remover of that, Councillor Miles, Councillor Sanderson. I'll now put the motion. All those in favour? Against? Declare that unanimous. We now move into committee. Could we please terminate the broadcast?